Hey, what's up guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WarTesters.com. Today we have a quick look at the upcoming Nike Kobe 10. This is actually the All-Star colorway. This is the All-Star box, which I believe is a little bit different than the regular colorways. I think the regular colorway is like black, and then this one's got all this extra kind of stuff on it. I haven't taken the time to really look at it. I don't really care too much about the boxes, but I know some people do, especially if you are buying from a reseller or eBay and things like that. Our retail price on this pair is $200, whereas the regular colorways is $180. And they also come with this special kind of color, or not color, but a paper. And then it's got a white back, but then the other side is like gray with different kind of things on there, designs similar to what the box has on there. There's like a basketball court right over there. It's pretty cool. And then of course we have the shoes here. These are a little bit different than the blue pair that's coming out this weekend. These have a full-on fuse upper, whereas the blue pair looks like it's mostly mesh. I don't know for sure because I haven't seen them in person. And then the backs of both of these are the same, whereas the blue pair is like, one has like the red lines and then one has the Kobe logo, but it doesn't have this pull tab thing. So here they are up close, a little bit better looking in person, but I'm not a fan of this colorway really much at all. I really, it's the materials that I don't like. It's not the colorway so much, it's the materials. The colorway reminds me of like an Air Max, and the new ones with that gradient setup. And I don't like this at all aesthetically. But as far as the Kobe 10 overall, I do feel like it's a simple shoe as far as design, which is what I guess their intended purpose was. So the first thing I wanted to go over was the traction. The traction is the one thing that does not look good. But even though they don't look too good, they actually are just a bunch of lines, and it's super soft. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's actually really kind of neat from like a tech or geek standpoint. I think this is actually going to perform really nicely on clean courts. It feels like a comb, like if you like brush your finger against a comb, like the tips of the comb, and the bristles kind of make this weird sound. That's kind of what this seems like. So I think that again, against a clean surface, it's going to be good. I do think, however, though, on a dusty surface, it's going to get clogged super fast. And then if you wear these outdoors, it's so soft that I think it's going to burn out within a matter of weeks. So strictly indoors with these guys, and most likely a clean surface only. As far as cushion is concerned, you can see here in the heel, it is a Nike Zoom unit. It's a large volume Zoom unit, but it's not in like the same style unit that was in the KD7, which was like a max zoom unit. It's like a giant version of this. This is just a regular zoom unit, but enlarged. Very similar to what they use in the Mellow M8s, which I thought was really comfortable. And then everything else that you see here is all lunar. And then you can see some cuts in there. This is like a Nike Free type design where they've cut a lot of flex grooves within it, which is great in one sense because it's going to be flexible, but everything here is encased in this TPU cage basically. So it's caged zoom, it's caged lunar, and when I tried them on, you couldn't really feel much of either because lunar and zoom both need to compress, and that's going to cause everything to flex outwards in order for you to really feel its impact. And because it is all caged, you can't feel it really much at all. But that's just with trying them on and standing around. So, you know, when you start running around and stuff, it might be a totally different experience. But as far as what I feel right now, it's just kind of like whatever. It doesn't feel like anything special. They do fit true to size, for anybody wondering. This is a size 9 and they fit absolutely perfect. When I put them on, that's the one highlight that I immediately was like, oh man, these like feel really great on foot. So they weren't too tight or anything like that, or too loose and too narrow in certain points. They were just kind of like just right. And then you have this carbon fiber clip right here that runs underfoot. That's supposed to help along with the little outrigger that they got right there, you know, preventing rollovers. This base right here though, and the caged area is so wide that I don't really think that was probably necessary. But you know, maybe there was some testing done where they proved otherwise, so I'm not really sure. This one hump area though, I could feel that on my foot when I kind of flexed my foot and then positioned it outwards, similar to what you would do when you're kind of like cutting or running around a screen, maybe even a Euro step, those types of movements. That's something where you'll probably feel this area at least within the first few nights until maybe you break them in. But again, this is just from a try on, so all of this can change after playing in them. Now the materials here, you can see it's pretty much fuse, and then you got this this textile mesh laid on top of it. It's not very breathable, but it didn't feel awkward while flexing on the foot during a try-on. So this particular pair is probably going to offer much more support than the basic colorways, which are mostly a mesh upper, so long as that mesh is actually mesh. And what I mean by that is that I don't know, just off of looking at it, if it's mesh with fuse under it, or if it's just mesh with fuse areas, like you know, the eyelet area and then the rands, like the Kobe 8s and the Kobe 9 EMs. So we really don't know what they are until you actually, until I actually like get them in hand and things like that, and that won't be until they release. So this will be the pair that I play in for right now. And then the tongue is the only real source of ventilation. You can see that torch-like tongue right under there. And then that big kind of like reflective looking or holographic looking tongue. So here's the insole. It's got kind of that same pattern that we saw in the paper in the box. And then the insole itself is awesome. It is removable, but it's pretty glued in there, so I wasn't able to remove all of it. But this is a really heavy duty Ortholite insole. These are really nice. This is much better than the very light blue ones that we've seen in like older models, like the LeBrons. I think it was like the LeBron 7 or 8 maybe, I think it was. I think it was the 8. But this one's a much thicker and dense, or more dense Ortholite insole, so these are going to be really nice once they mold to your foot. So again, these released during All-Star Weekend. Retail on this particular colorway is $200. I don't believe Kobe will be rocking these in game because he is now hurt, unfortunately, so I hope he recovers quickly. And you'll be able to grab these at retailers such as shoepalace.com. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all your support, and hopefully this was a little bit helpful before the shoe releases as far as sizing goes. Everything else as far as performance, you can either find out for yourself upon release date, or you can wait for the performance review. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time guys, have a good one.